As the world outside falls into silence, we drift now into the ancient heart of China, a land where mist rolls over jade mountains and the flow of rivers echoes the wisdom of centuries. In this quiet world, peace was not sought in action, but in stillness, in harmony with the seasons, in the steady breath of those who listened more than they spoke. Tonight, let us walk beneath moonlit trees and sit beside quiet waters, where sages once taught that true peace is found not in resistance, but in alignment with the Tao, with nature, with one another. Let their quiet rituals guide your mind gently inward into a state of balance and calm. As the night deepens and the world outside quiets, we turn our attention to the tranquil rituals of one of the world's oldest civilizations, ancient China. This land, with its majestic mountains, winding rivers, and the ancient wisdom passed down through generations, offers us a unique understanding of peace. Chinese philosophy and ritual were intertwined, deeply rooted in a respect for nature, harmony, and the cyclical rhythms of the universe. The serene rituals of ancient China were not only spiritual practices, but methods of living in peaceful coexistence with the world around us. At the core of ancient Chinese thought lies the philosophy of Daoism, a tradition that emphasizes living in harmony with the Tao, or the Way. The Tao is the fundamental principle that flows through the universe, the source of all life and change. Daoism teaches that true peace arises when we align ourselves with the natural flow of the universe, accepting things as they are, without resistance. The Daoist sage seeks to live simply, in harmony with nature, and without the need to control or force outcomes. The most peaceful rituals of Daoism were those that honored the natural world and sought to maintain a balance between the forces of yin and yang. Yin and yang represent complementary opposites: darkness and light, softness and hardness, femininity and masculinity. According to Taoist thought, these forces are not in conflict, but must coexist in harmony for peace and balance to prevail. In daily life, this meant cultivating a lifestyle that was gentle, balanced, and attuned to the natural rhythms of the seasons, the cycles of the moon, and the movements of the stars. One of the most serene practices of Taoism is Qi Gong, a discipline that focuses on cultivating and balancing the body's life force, known as Qi or Qi. Qi Gong consists of slow, meditative movements, deep breathing, and visualization, all aimed at cultivating inner peace and harmonizing the mind, body, and spirit. This practice can be done alone in quiet solitude or in groups, but it is always done with an attitude of calm and introspection. The movements are designed to flow with the natural world, reminding practitioners of the unity of the universe and their place within it. Through Qi Gong, the Taoist practitioner cultivates peace not only within themselves, but also with the world around them. Alongside Taoism, the teachings of Confucius also provided a framework for peace, particularly in the social and moral realm. Confucianism is grounded in the idea of Ren, benevolence, and the importance of cultivating virtuous relationships between individuals, families, and society at large. While Taoism focuses on the individual's relationship with nature, Confucianism emphasizes harmonious relationships with others. The ideal Confucian was to live with integrity, respect, and kindness, bringing peace to oneself and one's community through moral and ethical living. Confucius's concept of the junzi, the gentleman or superior person, was an embodiment of these virtues. A junzi was someone who sought peace not through external conditions, but through self-cultivation and an unwavering commitment to righteousness. The Confucian teachings encourage one to reflect on their actions, to maintain humility, and to treat others with compassion and respect. These principles of ethical living became rituals in themselves, as they were practiced in daily life, within families, communities, and even in the court of the emperor. The practice of ancestor worship was another important aspect of Chinese culture that helped cultivate peace. The ancient Chinese believed in the importance of maintaining harmony between the living and the dead. Ancestors were revered not only for their wisdom and contributions, but as spiritual guides who could provide protection and blessings. Rituals to honor ancestors were performed with great reverence, and offerings of food, incense, and prayers were made to ensure that their spirits remained at peace in the afterlife. These practices were not just about honoring the dead, but about maintaining a peaceful, balanced relationship between the generations, fostering respect for the wisdom of the past and the continuity of life. Another deeply tranquil ritual was the tea ceremony, which, though it became more formalized in later periods, traces its roots to ancient Chinese practices. Tea was seen not just as a beverage, but as a means of cultivating peace and mindfulness. The process of preparing, serving, and drinking tea was a meditative act, one that involved an appreciation for simplicity, elegance, and the fleeting nature of life. In the tea ceremony, each gesture was deliberate, each breath slow and thoughtful. The focus was not on the outcome, the enjoyment of the tea, but on the process itself, allowing the mind to be quieted and the body to relax. Through this simple yet profound ritual, one could find stillness and peace, transcending the noise of daily life. Perhaps one of the most soothing aspects of ancient Chinese rituals was their connection to the natural world. The Chinese believed that all life was interconnected, and the rhythms of nature were mirrored in the human body. The changing seasons, the ebb and flow of the tides, the cycles of the moon, these were not merely external phenomena, but reflections of an inner harmony. By aligning their actions with the natural world, the ancient Chinese believed they could achieve a state of inner tranquility. This deep connection to nature was expressed in the tranquil landscapes of Chinese art, where mountains, rivers, and trees were portrayed not just as physical entities, but as symbols of eternal peace and wisdom. As you reflect on the peaceful rituals of ancient China, consider how they can inspire you in your own life. How might you align yourself with the natural world, cultivating a sense of balance, harmony, and inner peace? Can you find moments of stillness, like the tea ceremony, where you slow down and simply appreciate the present moment? The teachings of Taoism and Confucianism remind us that peace is not a destination, but a way of being, an ongoing practice of living in harmony with ourselves, with others, and with the world around us. The ancient Chinese saw peace as a dynamic process, one that required constant attention and cultivation. As you ponder this, consider how you might apply these timeless practices in your own life. In moments of stress or uncertainty, could you pause and reconnect with the rhythm of nature, with the quiet wisdom of the past, to restore peace within yourself? Let the tranquil wisdom of ancient China guide you as you reflect on your own journey toward harmony and peace. As the world outside grows still, may your thoughts drift peacefully toward the quiet rhythms of nature, where the cycles of life and the wisdom of the ages await.
And now, as the echoes of ancient wisdom settle gently in your mind, may the stillness you found here guide you, even as you rest. Let the virtues of balance, harmony, and reflection carry you into a night of deep peace. Thank you for joining this journey. This has been Tranquil Sleep Histories. Sleep well.